A routine traffic stop takes a shocking turn when a white officer arrests a black woman, only to discover she's a powerful judge, changing both their lives forever. It was a sunny afternoon in the bustling city of Richmond. Traffic flowed steadily on the main highway, and Officer Mark Reynolds, a seasoned law enforcement officer, was on patrol. He had recently been commended for his diligence in enforcing traffic laws and was known for his no-nonsense attitude. While monitoring traffic, Officer Reynolds noticed a black sedan that appeared to be slightly over the speed limit. He turned on his lights and sirens, signaling the driver to pull over. The vehicle complied and came to a smooth stop by the side of the road. Approaching the car, Officer Reynolds adjusted his sunglasses and prepared himself for what he assumed would be a routine traffic stop. As he reached the driver's window, he was greeted by a calm, composed woman in her mid-40s. She wore a tailored blazer and exuded an air of confidence. Unfazed, the officer began his usual line of questioning. "Good afternoon, ma'am. Do you know why I pulled you over?" The woman smiled politely. "Good afternoon, officer. I believe I may have been driving slightly over the speed limit," she admitted. Her tone was respectful but firm, a quality that did not go unnoticed. Officer Reynolds asked for her license and registration. She handed them over without hesitation, maintaining steady eye contact. Her name, Olivia Carter, was printed clearly on the documents. As Officer Reynolds walked back to his cruiser to run her information, he began to feel uneasy. Something about her demeanor unsettled him. It wasn't defiance, but rather an unshakable self-assurance. A nagging thought crept into his mind. Was she hiding something? When the system flagged no violations or warrants associated with her name, he returned to her car. "Ma'am, are you aware that speeding in this zone is a serious infraction?" he asked, his tone sterner this time. Ms. Carter's expression didn't falter. "Yes, officer, and I appreciate your dedication to enforcing the law. However, I believe I was only slightly over the limit. Is there a problem with my record?" Her calm response irked Reynolds. To him, it felt like she was questioning his authority. He decided to press further. "Step out of the vehicle, please," he ordered. Ms. Carter's brows furrowed. "Step out? May I ask why?" "It's standard procedure," Reynolds replied curtly. Reluctantly, she complied, stepping out of the car with grace. As she did, a small group of bystanders began to gather, their curiosity piqued by the escalating scene. Officer Reynolds decided to search her vehicle despite her protests. "Officer, I must insist that you provide a valid reason for this search," she said firmly. Reynolds dismissed her objections, convinced that he would find something incriminating. However, the search yielded nothing. Frustrated and perhaps embarrassed, he decided to detain her anyway, citing obstruction of justice. When he attempted to handcuff her, Ms. Carter raised her voice slightly, ensuring the bystanders could hear her clearly. "Officer Reynolds, you are making a grave mistake. I am Judge Olivia Carter, presiding judge of the Richmond District Court." The officer froze, his hands still holding the cuffs. The murmurs among the bystanders grew louder as they realized the gravity of the situation. Reynolds' face turned pale. You're a judge?" he stammered. "Yes, I am," she replied, her voice steady. "And I suggest you reconsider your actions immediately. Subscribe to the channel and follow along to see how this powerful story unfolds. Let me know in the comments where you're watching from. Continue realizing his mistake. Officer Reynolds released her immediately. "Your Honor, I had no idea. I'm so sorry," he stammered, his confidence now replaced with panic. Judge Carter took a deep breath. "Officer Reynolds, I respect law enforcement and the role you play in keeping our streets safe. However, your actions today were inappropriate and unprofessional. Detaining someone without cause is a violation of their rights." By now, the crowd had grown significantly, and several people were recording the interaction on their phones. Reynolds' embarrassment was palpable. Judge Carter retrieved her belongings and returned to her vehicle. Before driving away, she issued a final remark. "I'll be filing a formal complaint about this incident. I suggest you reflect on your approach to law enforcement." As she drove off, the gathered crowd began dispersing, but the story had already begun to circulate online, sparking widespread discussions about bias and accountability in policing. Officer Reynolds returned to his cruiser, grappling with the weight of his actions and the lesson he had just learned. The incident became a catalyst for change within the police department. Sensitivity training and accountability measures were introduced, aiming to prevent similar situations in the future. Judge Olivia Carter continued her work on the bench, using her platform to advocate for justice and equality. As for Officer Reynolds, the event served as a humbling reminder of the importance of fairness and professionalism in his line of duty.